Hello all, welcome back to another video and welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema. Today on the channel I am going to be continuing on my Blu-ray collection series where I show all the standard Blu-rays in my collection and then I'll eventually show the boutique stuff I've got in my collection and then eventually the 4Ks. So, without further ado, this is part 15 of my Blu-ray collection, and we're going to go straight off the bat. And the first one I'm showing today on the channel is Precious. I've only watched this the once. I can remember this being really good, very upsetting at times. The Notebook, fairly decent actually. I quite liked this one. Maybe the premise is probably better than the execution in my opinion, but I did really enjoy this one. Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling, who both fantastic actors. Ryan Gosling would go on to star in a film called Half Nelson, which I personally did prefer to this one. It's quite a bittersweet, like satirical love story. But as far as I'm concerned, guys, this is a far superior film to The Notebook. Manchester by the Sea. I absolutely love this. A very upsetting film dealing with bereavement. How it really has an effect a couple of the key characters. Casey Affleck, who plays the main character in here. He spends time with, I think it's his nephew, played by Lucas Hedges. Between uncle and nephew, they start to get on a bit better along the way. There's one scene where there's a fire involved and it is pretty damn daunting to watch that scene. Very upsetting indeed, but you've got to be in the right mood for this one if you're watching this Manchester by the Sea. Yeah, Casey Affleck won Best Lead Actor for Original Screenplay at the Oscars. A film I've only seen the once. I saw it about 10 years ago, I think it was. I need to check out more of Sofia Coppola's films because Lost in Translation is one of my favourite films of all time. Somewhere. And yeah, I might get the, The Virgin Suicides on 4K at some point. Air did the soundtrack, the score to that film, and I'm actually going to see them at the Peace Hall in my hometown of Halifax next month. I'm really looking forward to that gig. Brave, this was absolutely brilliant from what I remember. I watched this the once a couple of years ago. Andrew Garfield, Claire Foy, Tom Hollander. I think it's Spin when they go on holiday and the guy played by Andrew Garfield has been diagnosed with polio, and it is a pretty upsetting watch at times. I really did love this film though. I would watch this one again, but definitely have to be in the right mood for this one, definitely. And then I just picked this one up the other week. I got this recommended once again by my very good friend Warren over at Goose's Movies. I will leave a link to Warren's channel down below. What a fantastic guy in the film community. Such a very good friend of mine, and yeah, Warren is a great judge when it comes to film. Doll, this is from the same director of Shoplifters, which is one of my favourite films ever. Warren watched that one recently and he thought it was incredible. It was my favourite film of 2018, that one. And then this director also directed Broker from last year. Not everyone enjoyed that one as much, and I can see why, but I don't think it's as good as Shoplifters, but I still really enjoyed it. And I think the other one was on the BFI label, Afterlife, which I thought was excellent as well. And I think it's on the Arrow Academy label, After the Storm. Sorry guys that I'm looking that way, it's because I've got a couple of these other films on that shelf over there. But I haven't seen this one yet, Doll, but I've heard it's meant to be very solid. I think Roy over Blu-Ray Movies, Roy said this was pretty solid as well. Again, I'll leave a link to Roy's channel down below. Always a great judge when it comes to film is Roy. Sadly, last year we lost Network who have done some great stuff when it comes to like British TV films, as The Likely Lads, the movie. I really love this show. The Likely Lads is one of my favourite sitcoms. I do prefer the revival version of The Likely Lads because it is filmed in Newcastle. Gateshead's to be a bit more precise there. But yeah, it is a great sitcom between James Bolam and Rodney Bewes as Bob and Terry, who've got sort of like off the wall sort of chemistry. It is brilliant to watch. I just love their banter. Their acting and excellent. Don't get me wrong, guys. I think this show and this film wouldn't get made today, but nonetheless, I still really like this show. I do quite like the black and white show back in the 60s of The Likely Lads, but I do prefer whatever happened to The Likely Lads from the early 70s, filmed in Newcastle. And the film was pretty good fun. Filmed in, I think it was like this caravan park that they go on holiday to, and yeah, really enjoy this one. This comes with a little booklet as well. If you're into like the Carry On films and that, guys, and you've not checked out The Likely Lads, yeah, this one's probably for you. Oh, what happened to you? Whatever happened to me? What became of the people we used to be? Picture of Bob there, who's probably my favourite, but I do like Terry as well. Also, actually, if you do really like the sitcom still game, then yeah, I would say it's kind of similar, like sort of vein to that as well. Jack at Bring Your Own Popcorn, if you're watching this, because that's Jack's favourite ever sitcom. This one might be for you, bud, because I know Jack is big into his like British sitcoms, as I am as well. And then something completely different. We've just gone from a more light-hearted film to this here, Cherry Falls. I haven't seen this one. I'm really looking forward to watching this one, a slasher movie. I just got this one in the post from HMV's website in the 2 for £15 101 Films sale. Massive shout out to Nige over at Rock Gods 2004, because Nige really gave this film high praise. I'm really looking forward to watching this one. Again, I'll leave a link to Nige's channel. Craig over at Bumpers Movies thought this was absolutely fantastic as well. Fantastic debut film from Danny Boyle. Shallow Grave. Absolutely brilliant. 3 housemates, and there's this room to rent. One moves in. Things start to escalate from there. As the film progresses, it becomes a life-changing experience for all 3 main characters, played by Kerry Fox, Christopher Eccleston, and Ewan McGregor. And they all really bounce off each other really well. They've all got excellent chemistry. I went to go and see this a couple of weeks back at Cineworld in Newcastle. Went to go and see it with fellow friends of the channel, Simon Robson. And yeah, he had a great time seeing this at the cinema, as I did as well, because Si hasn't seen the film in like 28 years until our cinema trip a couple of weeks back. And yeah, we absolutely love this film at the cinema. Fantastic debut film, Shallow Grave. If you're into like your crime, mystery, thrillers, guys, with a bit of dark comedy thrown in there, I would definitely check this one out. Danny Boyle's debut feature to his sophomore feature, Trainspotting. I am debating whether to get that 4K criterion of it. Trainspotting is one of my favourite films ever. I've watched it multiple times. I think this is just an absolute masterpiece. Johnny Lee Miller and Ewan McGregor, Robert Carlyle, a wonderful range of personalities. Each are given a good amount of screen time, and it is fascinating to watch. Some of the stuff, some of the rash decisions that they make in this film leaves an open door to some drastic outcomes and a couple of big consequences potentially be up against. Legendary film for its soundtrack as well, guys. You know, the likes of Iggy Pop, David Bowie, Blur, Underworld, Blondie, Heaven 17. Yeah, it is absolutely incredible. And the Choose Life quote is just extraordinary. It's poetic. Hearing it from the narrator's perspective throughout, which is Mark Renton, played by Ewan McGregor, is really, it's just engaging to watch. Be led on to a fantastic sequel 20 years later. And to top it all off, I watched this yesterday at Tyneside Cinema, again with Cy Robson. I've got my ticket here, guys, and then it will be there. One of my favourite films ever, and yeah, it is a wonderful film. Deals with some heavy themes, drug addiction as well, and you see what it can do to a couple of these guys in there, and the major drastic effect it has. Riveting scenes in there as well. So guys, do let me know in the comments if you've seen any of these films. What's your thoughts on them? And I just want to take the time to say thank you guys for all your continuous support on the channel. It means a million. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Cheers for stopping by. And until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye. Choose life.